Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and an unboxing of a kit that I've wanted to get for quite some time. This is the Revell Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. I watched Bruce build this not too long ago. I think on a 48-hour build, too. And I kind of wanted it. I just thought, Bruce made it. I want to make one. No, seriously, I've been wanting this for quite a while. And it was on sale at Hobby Lobby, so I jumped on it. So let's see what's in this box. I already took everything out of the bag, so you don't need to hear that rustle. But it is a Revell kit. It says skill level 4. Don't let that intimidate you. That's because of the parts count. This is supposed to be a pretty darn easy kit to build until you do what I'm going to end up doing with it. And then it's not. There we go. Typical Revell instructions. Call-outs for all the parts. Got the paints. It's a Revell directions. Tells you what to do at the end with the decals if you want. We'll see. This kit's going to be a muddy one. For sure. Here is I'm going to bring it right down so you can get a picture of this if you want. Here's the decal sheet in all its glory, and it's pretty stinking nice. Let me see if I can, there we go. You got your first responders, you got a lifeguard, you got your Rubicons, a couple of California plates, you got a New Jersey plate, there we go. You got your Jeeps, you got your side markers, the whole gauge cluster, a couple of bumper stickers, we'll put them on just for the heck of it. And you got your sunshade for your glass. But it's really nicely done. Really nice. I wish I could do license plates like that. It really looks good. Check out the gauge. So, and like I said, we're going to light this. So there's that. We'll start with the glass here because it was right next to the decal sheet. I'm going to pull you back. This has got a bunch of glass on it. Big clear sheet. And what do we got? We have our windscreen. Nice, not a mark on it. 2 sets of tail lights, I think. We got our front lights. Again, 2 sets. I don't know. Fog lights. Different marker lights. There's got to be for like 2 different kits, too. And your headlights. Look at how nice those headlights are made up. Tell me that's not going to be easy to light. So, oh yeah, we're going to definitely light it. With that, we'll go to the chrome. Most kits have 9 million pieces of chrome. This is the chrome. You got your light back, light bezels, mirror, or rear view mirror, and side marker mirrors. Simple, easy peasy. For this back, we'll drill this out for the glass and then run our wires through from there. I'm trying to figure out how to do the battery. This is a curbside kit, but it builds up to be a real nice looking kit. The door cards, I'm trying to get you to where I don't have to go in and out so much. There's your door cards, your steering wheel. That's a hand grip on the passenger side, and your steering body there. Looks good. Your door cards look real nice. Not a whole lot to these, I mean, it's a Jeep. Jeeps didn't have a whole heck of a lot. They're made to be rugged, run hard, and put away wet. Here is our next sprue. Exhaust. Transfer case. It looks like license plate brackets. 3 of them for some reason. Our stick shift and e-brake. And looks like for the upper visor. But everything's nice. Doesn't look like there's a whole heck of a lot of flash. Got a little mold on the exhaust, but we can clean that off real quick. Easy. Here's our roll cage. Simple. Like I said, this whole kit is pretty well simple. It's like one step up from a snap tight kit, to be honest with you. This is where I want to see. This has like a hook that draws in, so we're gonna have to figure that out because I got plans. 3 seat backs, plain and simple. Jeeps are a little bit of texture on there, but not a whole lot. Just where the separation is. Our seats look awesome. We will paint in two-tone. I mean, you have to look at that. That'll be easy to do. Sharp. What else we got here? We have our dash upside down. Decent dash, completely flat. You gotta use the decals. But not bad. We can make this look really good. Really good. I'm curious about how much room I had in the back here. I have an idea that I need room for a duck to sit on top of here. So, but we'll talk about that later. Our forward firewall, remember there is no engine, so that's just like a visual brake so you can't see back into the engine compartment that's empty. We have our flares and our back like cover for the roll bar. Nice, very nicely molded. Again, doesn't look bad at all. The speakers look good. We're going to have fun with this. This is like a painter's dream. There's not a whole lot to build, but if you like to detail paint, there's enough in here to keep you busy. We got our rear axle and drive shaft. Simple, easy, I like. I'm not sure if that has a straight axle. I think it has a straight axle in this. So, like I said, I pulled them out of the bag. I didn't really look at them. Our center console looks like that front radiator protector thing on the bottom of the bumper. I'm not sure if that's... Oh, yeah, that's the front bumper because it's got the fog lights. Yeah, fog lights. I said that. Just like, what do they call that? Future casting. Rear bumper. Side molding, I'm pretty sure. Textured. Looks like diamond plate texturing. I don't know if you can see that. It's focusing on my thumbnails instead. There we go. Come in for another one. We got our grill back. Our rear view mirrors. Real nice windshield wipers on here too, which are going to come into play. Our snorkel, half our snorkel, second half of the snorkel, molded in. We'll have to do something with that. Our latches for our hood. I think that might be our fill cap cover. And I don't know what those would be if these are hood latches. Or vice versa. We'll find out. Our front axle. Drive shaft. Steering. There's the only flash I've seen so far is right in there. And that's right where you got to get rid of that mold line anyhow. So, who cares? Trim off these. This kind of locks in. You see how these are made to where you put it in and that locks. And then you actually screw these down, I think. Yeah, there's your pins and they screw in from there to lock it in. So, speaking of, we'll grab the chassis, and like I said, there they are. So the screw will go in here, this way, I guess, and pull everything down. Same with the back. And then, I'm not sure if the front screws together or not. We'll see how many screws we got in the bag. But the chassis looks good. There's your engine block, or your fake engine. Not too bad. We can paint that up and make it look really good. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember what color a Jeep engine would be. Our gas tank. This looks great. Looks nice and flat. Molded well. Everything's really crisp. Check out our rims. Those look really good. Really good. We'll have fun with that. And then this, I'm not sure if that's an exhaust tip. I imagine, but look, it's open. That's open deep too. Better than I would open it. So there we go. That's our last sprue. We're coming up on our tires. I didn't cut that bag for some reason. Oh, I know why, because I was afraid it had pins. Like the other one I did, the Bronco. Remember, I lost the pins on the Bronco. Semi-solid tires. No names. Really nice tread. Really nicely molded. We can scuff those up and we're gonna dirty this thing up big time. So, oh, by the way, Jim Paluzzi hooked me up with another Bronco kit. He said he wanted to see mud on the tires, so we're gonna do that for that one too. So, Jim, you're gonna get 2 cars that are dirtied up. And now here, I'm not opening this bag, but check it out. You got springs. They gave you an extra one. You got your axles, and I remember hearing about this. I didn't see it. I couldn't remember if they were pins, and now I remember it all. Look at the axle end. It's actually flared out with, I forget what they call them, but where you push it over top of it and it'll grab better. So it's not just a straight end on the axle. They actually form the ribs in there. And then all our screws we need. So there's that. We got all 4 springs in there. The one's coiled over the other coil. I was checking them out. Nice. And it's cool that there's real springs in there, so we don't have to just dry brush. Now we're bringing in the body pan and chassis. Look at the detail in there. Oh, we're going to have to make a cup. We're going to have to do a Yeti to put in there. I was told that I need to do a coffee cup. Yeah, we're going to make a Yeti in there. And the bottom looks really good. Really good. All except for without my visor, I can see there's writing on this. So, whoop-de-doo, we can sand that off. I just wish they wouldn't do that, because if you forget, then it's there forever. And just look at this one. They put the writing inside where the seat goes. And I like how they did where the seats go. That's pretty cool. That's a new one on me. But everything looks great. Locator pins for the chassis. All 3. Our exhaust setup. Nice. Look at how they did the mold pin, the pin marks for the mold. Under the seat, and 2 of them way up here where you'd never see them. So if you didn't want to deal with them, you could get away with not. They're just inside where the door card is. We'll scrape them up a little bit because we're going to be able to, I mean, just cuz. But this looks good. Very good. No marks or blemishes underneath. Locators in the back too, so that'll drop right on the frame. I like this. I'm excited to dig in here. And then, the body. I do want to put taillights on here, but I know when I do the taillights, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to kind of see the wires. So what I might do is have a couple of gas cans behind the back seat just to hide those wires. The wires are going to have to run around. There's no real lip in here to hide them. So what I'll probably do, and I'm going to dig it back out here, is I will probably figure out a good way to run it between the chassis and the frame. And I mean, there's wires going back there anyhow, right? So we'll make these go kind of where they're supposed to go, but they'll go all the way back to those lights in the back. I'm going to have to put the battery in the front. I was talking with Bruce. I have a couple of cool ideas for how I'm going to do it. But I think really, honestly, the most straightforward thing to do is chop the hood clean off. Just follow that line up and over the top. This is going to be the hardest part, is right across the top of here, because this grill, I mean, it goes right down to the frame here. So we're going to have to go all the way down to the bottom, all the way across both sides, cut the hinges. So we'll make something there where we cut the hinges. But if I bring that back in here, we're going to go around here all the way up on both sides. And I'm looking, even without my visor on, I can see two little stop marks where the panel line stops and goes down the side. So we'll go to that, down the side, on both sides. And before we do that, though, we'll work off this corner and this corner to where I'm onto the straight. And then we're going to have to go across the hinges. So I'll file these hinges down smooth and flat, and then we'll kind of groove through them, and then I'll rebuild the hinges, which won't be hard. And actually what I'll do is I'll make that hinges stick out a little bit, so it'll help line everything up at the end. And then we can just have the battery in there, and we can do whatever the heck we want with the lights. So an hour's worth of work getting that hood off to make all the lights be able to work and easy to get to. We'll figure out some magnet way to hold it so when I flip it, they stay on. But all in all, it'll be good. So there we go with the Revell Wrangler Rubicon. Buddy of mine had a Rubicon. I don't know if it's the same year or not. But it was cool. I got to ride in it once, and it was a lot of fun. I think that's the only Jeep that I ever got to ride in. So, Jim, if you're watching, I still remember that ride we took for the Jeep to get that capacitor. But with that, let's thank Gallery for everything they do for us. This is going to be all painted with Gallery's new Kaleido paints. So I can't wait to get in. We'll use the primer this time. I didn't use the primer on the last one, and it worked great. We'll see how the primer works. I'm sure it works just as good. Let's thank all our active duty people, our veterans and first responders, because without you guys, we can't do what we're doing. So I salute each and every one of you. And then I want to remind everybody that October 11th, we're going to do a 24-hour group build for breast cancer and the American Cancer Society. Got a GoFundMe page down below. If you want to donate now or wait until the day of the build. Myself, Bruce, and Jason are going to be on the TV. We're going to try to bring people in as we go. I know Lennis, Zach, and a whole bunch of other people are going to be on the sidelines building with us and cheering us on. We're going to have a blast. So jump in with us. And then with that, I will let you go. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. And thank you very much for watching.